I'm here with the Danks brothers. That's John and Jordan Danks with the Chicago White Sox, but they actually grew up in Round Rock, Texas, which is outside of Austin. And guys, we'll get to that in a little bit, but a special day yesterday because you're actually playing in your home state and your family has been here this whole series. You're able to be with your dad on Father's Day. What was that like playing with him in your home state?
Oh, it's fun. It's we don't get to see them that often. Being up in Chicago now, and to get to come back to Texas, no matter when it is great for us. But then to be able to spend Father's Day with our dad is really is special.
And how special was that for you, Jordan?
I mean, same. We enjoy coming home because like you said, we don't get to see him very often, and so just being back in Texas is a lot of fun. But to be able to play and him to be able to watch both of us on the field on Father's Day is it's a cool experience.
And speaking of your father, now he played basketball at the University of Texas, and then obviously you two guys are professional baseball players. What was it like? How competitive was it growing up in your household?
We could share a lot of stories about throwing elbows on the basketball court in the backyard, but we've always grew up real competitive, and obviously since he went to Texas in the late '70s, we've always bled orange. I went there, he signed to go there, and so it's always been a real competitive family.
Well, John, who would be the better athlete of you two? Is that a tough one?
Obviously today he's the better athlete. I'm a pitcher. I'm not an athlete anymore. But Jordan's a very good athlete, and I was blessed with the left arm, and I think that's about it.
What teams did you grow up rooting for living in the Austin area? Because there aren't any professional sports teams there.
Yeah, for us, Austin's very central, so we got all the games. It was really whoever was on. I give these guys a hard time in here. I was an Astros fan rooting against the White Sox in '05, so I was a little bummed. The White Sox won at the time. Now, obviously being here, but really whoever's on, Cowboys, Texans, any of the NBA teams, Stars. You can go on. We definitely have some Texas pride.
Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you had to pick, what is your favorite NFL team?
the Cowboys.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well,
being down in Houston.
It's fine.
Before, I think I was a little too young to really grasp the Oilers, and then once I started following football, the Cowboys were the Texas team. So I don't root against the Texans. I like the Texans. Root for them when they're not playing Dallas, but I'm a Cowboys fan.
What about NBA teams?
I would say Spurs. Same thing, but Spurs were closest to us, and we had some ties there, and Spurs.
An MLB team?
White Sox.
Growing up.
It was the same thing. Astros. We loved watching the Killer Bees, and those days, and remember going to games in the Astrodome. But same thing up in Dallas. We went to a lot of Rangers games also.
And Jordan, who would you say you grew up admiring and modeling your game after?
I would say Ken Griffey Jr. was one of the guys that I kind of modeled myself after, and I was actually jealous of him whenever we picked him up for a year, and I hadn't been called up yet, but he got to play with him, and I was like, man, you just talked to Ken Griffey today? That's so cool. And I remember you saying the one thing he asked him was, when you coming out with another Nintendo game, because his first one was really awesome. So. But yeah, I remember being real jealous that he got to play with him, and because I've always kind of modeled myself after him.
And John, what about you? Who did you grow up admiring and modeling your game after?
I was a fan of Roger Clemens and Nolan Ryan. I'm a Texas kid. You have to be. It was fun to watch those guys, and those are two pretty good pitchers to be modeling yourself after.
Well, since we are in Texas, I want to find out, what are some of your favorite spots in Austin, maybe that you remember growing up going to, or even now?
Oh, man. Our favorite pregame, we go to a lot of UT basketball games, and one of my favorite pregame spots is the Texas Chili Parlor downtown.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's just a little hole in the wall, but it is. It's a fun Austin-style place.
And what about you, since you actually played college baseball there?
Yeah, I can remember going to all the games, basketball games, that is, because my dad's had these season tickets forever, and so we would either go to, like John said, the Chili Parlor, or we had the Brick Oven downtown, or there's even a downtown Serrano's that we would always go to. There was our 3 pregame spots, but being on campus all the time, it's hard to pinpoint really just anything. Everything's good down there, and you really can't go wrong anywhere with with all the good hole in the wall places and stuff. So had a lot of fun with it.
And then speaking of your college career, what was it like playing at UT, and why did you choose to go to college versus going straight into professional baseball?
I mean, I think I had a little bit of an advantage watching John go through the whole process. I'd seen him, he was 18 years old at the time, and he had some guys that were 30 years old on his team, and, told myself I didn't want to be that guy. I wasn't sure if I was quite ready, and so, get to stay close to home for another, 3 or 4 years and work towards a degree, and that way, it didn't work out, and at least I'm close to, finishing up my degree. But glad to be here and glad to have made it.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Welcome home, guys, to your home state, and thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.